about the useful.
You want to make an announcement?
Yeah.
She can send it, and it's up on Facebook.
Yeah, we decided to pay more money so that they...
I've done it on my credit card.
Oh, okay. But aren't I supposed to announce it, or no?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They want to share it. If they want to, they can.
Don't hoard all the goodness.
So, if you are new, or if you still need some readings, quizzes, homeworks, answer keys, opening prayers, I'm happy to send them to you. I have most of your emails, but if you didn't receive it yet, or if you're new, please just write it here and let me know. If you need all, I'm happy just to send you everything, but if you just need something specific, I'll do that. Okay?
Is it possible to have homeworks printed? I mean, with readings they can do online, but is it possible to get hard copies of the homework?
Sure.
Yeah, they're here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll give them at the end of the class.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also, if you need to do the homeworks or the quizzes from previous classes, we also have them. I will put them every week in the table, or if you come during the week, they are in that bibliothèque. In the library, yeah. Here in the library, you'll find them. There's a folder, a red folder, and you can just come and pick them up. Okay, during the week.
Yeah. Okay. Starting next week, I'm gonna have 2 folders next to that. One with your corrected quizzes and homework, so you can get them, and then another one. If you please put your other ones in that folder, so that way Emily and I can.
And they'll be clearly marked?
Yeah, they'll be clearly marked. I think that's the easiest thing to do the exchange.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
But what I like about what's happening is A, that people are taking responsibility, yeah, and B, that you're taking responsibility and doing it. It's such a small effort, and I can't tell you the reward. Please do this stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. Do you want to do your bit? Okay, for the people that are watching this thing by Ustream, and anything that's Ustreamed from the 3 joules, we've just been copped with a fee to pay for that, so it can be commercial free, and they don't erase all the old classes. So we've paid a fee, so it's commercial free. It's about $1,000 for the year. Yeah, it's not too much to considering that we're streaming Dharma and keeping tons of data somewhere. That's all it does. So if you would like to donate to that, please feel free to see Jamie for cashola, or put it in an envelope marked Ustream and put it in the donation box. But here is a trick about donation. This space is free for you. These classes are free. Why? Because I can't charge you enough money for what it's worth if you really use it. Honest. What would you charge for changing your entire life? What if he gave you a year of happiness? What if he gave you a lifetime of changing your perspective so radically that you don't experience suffering any longer in the continuum of your stream? What do you charge for that? What if you got to understand? So, like, it's worthless. It's priceless. You know what got me? Is the bibliothèque. Oh, should I say biblioteca? I understand. Biblioteca.
And I'm always confused. Like sometimes when I go and buy books, I say, to the biblioteca and it's to the books. Like it's like. I don't know.
I comprehend it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is, don't just say, "Oh, that's a good idea. Here's some money." Don't forget, you're creating grooves in your mind. So maybe you want to donate to the 3 joules. Maybe you want to donate to the Ustream and keep this thing. Don't do it. Keep an envelope on your altar, near your thing. Every week, put some money in there. Charge it up. Make it meaningful. Think, someone's studying these things. If I've got a nice practice, I want other people to have that practice. Charge it up. And then put it in. Maybe it'll take you a month. But you got to charge that so much that in your heart you feel this has got power. So for example, Missy and I spent today, we have, how much cash do we have? Like $1,800 in $2 notes and others, yeah? From people that bought those quilts from the 108 Lives, yeah? And for those of you who know Holy Geshe Michael Roach, he forgot his black pen and his pink pen near my hand, and so they are now in my hand, and and so those pens are now marking every single bill from the $1,800 that we raised. Yeah, so there's a little pink dot in every single bill from. You see how I'm charging up? It's just money. It's just pen. So you charge up every single bill. And now I know that distributed throughout the country are US dollar notes, $2 notes, $10 notes, $100 notes with little pink dots, which is illegal. Which makes it even more charged up. Yeah, because it's dippy. Yeah? And they came from, and so then that money came from the goodness of somebody's heart, someone's wish to say, I don't know the face of that child in Nepal, but I want them to get educated. That dollar bill had that intention in it, and the pink dot represents that. So we're holding on to the cash for as much as we can, because it's charged up in that envelope, it's separate, it's sitting there. And then every time you see money, it's got a different flavor. You see, the power is in you to use this stuff. So do that if you want to donate to the Ustream. Sorry, I keep being diverted today. If you want to donate, just donate nicely. Yeah. Okay. So the way it goes down is you wake up, you brush your teeth, you clean the room. This is like Humpty Dumpty. Right? Yeah, itsy bitsy spider, Humpty Dumpty. I'm all dyslexic today. So you brush your teeth, you clean the room, you put out offerings, you generate this being, yeah, please come, you envision them, you prostrate, thinking they are here, may they come, may I do the action, speech and mind of an enlightened being. You sit down, yeah, then you do this blah blah. If you do this blah blah, it contains the refuge, the seat, the refuge, the bodhicitta, the generating the merit field. Why merit field? Because any being that you do action towards is a field where you can collect merit from. The higher the object, the more important this being, the higher the merit. The more DP, the more your consciousness is aware of it, the deeper the grooves. And then what happens? Huh? Not quite yet, because we haven't even started. You then have to go to we are, yeah, that's right, purify obstacles, and that's number 5 of the 6 things you do, right? The 6 preliminaries, and that number 5 has 7 ingredients, which was last class, which are you mentally prostrate again. You see? You're seated now. You've done your prostration, now you're going, oh, I'm doing it for real. It's like the water bowls, you do it twice.
That's what it is.
You see?
So you
got to do it again. So you mentally prostrate, you mentally create them a different offering to them now. Yeah? So they've come, you make them a beautiful offering. You do the confessional, you do the rejoicicle again. Yeah, because you hadn't done it yet, right? We did it in our meditation today once we were seated. Do you notice? Yeah? So that's where you actually do it. Even though this whole section 5 is called that, you've done the other steps beforehand. You're prostrated. Yeah. Okay. The rejoicicle, and you request them, please teach. We did that today. Please teach me. Please teach me. Meaning, what you should think here is, when I get off this meditation cushion and while I'm on this meditation cushion, may every sense data, may all the 2 million bits that are hitting my consciousness, may I interpret every single one of them as a guide to perfection. Every single one. I don't care if it's someone calling me and saying you're fired. May I see that as a teaching. Yeah? If someone's saying, sorry, but you know, we're having a relationship problem, we're broken up, may I see that as a way to elevate. That's what you're asking. Yeah? May you request them to teach, you request them to please stay. May that power, that thing embodied in this being stay. Always. Never leave me. Ever. If I have to keep one relationship in the universe, may it be that one, because it's the one that can free me and everybody I can see. then you meditate. Do you see it? Yeah, so you've done all that, then you meditate. And after you've meditated, then you dedicate. Yeah, great. And after you dedicate, and then that's the 7th of number 5. So, yeah? And after that, what's the 6th? Request blessings. And this is where you've got the being in the crown of your head, and you imagine physically, in reality, they are light. Every aspect of them is perfect. Ways of understanding these things that you don't currently have, may they enter you. Yeah? So you're asking here for the capacity to understand the things you can't understand. Not for teachings, which is teach me how I can interpret the world, but may I have the capacity to learn in a different way, to see the world through an enlightened mind. Yeah?
So that's the blessing you're asking.
That's the blessing you're asking for. Hi.
Hi. I think I've been doing that wrong, but I wonder if it's okay. So my little llama, he stays there all day
Yeah.
and kind of stomps on my head sometimes when I'm doing things, thinking
yeah.
and then at night before I go to bed, because
Where'd you learn that?
I thought I was doing it.
No,
I
no.
misunderstood. I didn't
No.
anywhere.
He can be here. Yeah, or she. They can be here, which is inside a tiny. The way I think of it is, who's seen Doctor Who? You know, the TARDIS. Yeah. So you walk into this tiny booth, which is the TARDIS, but inside it's infinitely large, right? So there's this little drop, this little ball, this little pea-size pearl in there, and they have their own cushion. Yeah. So the way I was taught is that you have that after you meditate, and you carry them here for the rest of the day. I don't see a problem with them hanging out there. I mean, yeah. I think the stomping is nice. 2 minutes to teach you class 3. That was review of class 1 and 2. But this is easy, no problem. Where the hell are you going to do all this stuff? So what I'm about to show you now, these 6 things, I keep saying 5, these 6 things come from the jewel or the ornament of the sutras by Master Asanga. I'll tell you their story later. So don't forget, the text we're studying is the Lamrim Chemo by Jetson Kappa, and in that he does a commentary on this sutra where he covers the environment where you would do a meditation, and predominantly this is talking about where you would do a meditation retreat for longer than just a minute. Yeah, but I think it's important for us to know what that place should be. The first part, say Tumpe Yul, and that means stay in a conducive place. That has 5 parts. That's true, it does have 5 parts. This time the number 5 is correct. Yeah, I'll give you just quickly. Tumpe Yul, which is YUL, means stay in a conducive place, and this is the description of that place. Number 1, you should have everything you need, meaning physically you're comfortable. You don't have to go out to the shops and get stuff. Everything that you need should be there, like clothing and food and the rest. Yeah? So you don't have your mind thinking, I've got to go and get this stuff. The conducive place should be that. It should be a safe place, especially if you're doing a longer retreat. No wild animals coming to bite you. Yep. Out in the caves, etc. Or people, like it should be around a place where people are kind to you. Yeah. Or there's no threats for you. Number 3 is a good environment. So number 1 of the 5 was everything you need. Number 2 of the 5 was a safe place. Number 3 of the 5 is a good environment, which means the weather and the conditions of the place aren't going to get you sick. So it's not like extreme heat and extreme cold, and in the middle of the night you're freezing, and or it's pouring rain and there's a leak. And in particular, and most scriptures will talk about one of the worst things in meditation is sound. Yeah, so terrible sound. So here you want to make sure that you've minimized any assault to the sense of sound. And if you're doing a 3-year retreat, it might be a horrible little fridge making this tiny little... So it doesn't have to be a big sound. It's just got to be an annoying sound. Because the point of meditating, the point of slowing down all the stuff that's happening is for you to get to see and experience what your mind does, how it is functioning. And if it has any distractions, guess where the monkey mind's going to go? Oh, look at that. Oh, there's that sound. I'm worried about the sound. That sound is noisy. The only thing, a fridge is making that sound. Could be a mouse. Could be the fridge or the mouse. The next thing that he says, so this is Je Tsongkhapa making a commentary on the Sutra Alankara, which is the jewel, which I told you before, is you should have good friends. And this means if you've got somebody assisting you, they should feel about these things the way you feel about these things, or better. You should feel utterly supported, good friends. They should love what you're doing. They should respect what you're doing. They're like, I want you to get enlightened. Let me serve you. They should go above and beyond. If you were doing it for them, you would couldn't wait to make everything for them available. So then, even though you will never see them in your 3-month retreat or whatever, you have a knowing. Your mind has a peace that they've got your back. Does that work? Yeah. Yep. Support you on what you're doing. Number 5 is having goodness, which has nothing to do with the place, but what it means is having goodness. In the day, there shouldn't be too many people, which means you shouldn't see anyone, and at night there shouldn't be too many things like animals and the rest. That's what they said, I think. Yeah, no sounds at night, no people during the day, sorry. So you should minimize the kind of subtle interruptions that you have. The point is you're locking yourself up. If it's 15 minutes for the morning, or if it's 3 months in a comfortable place, you shouldn't see another living creature. You shouldn't see an animal, you shouldn't see an insect. You should minimize the kind of impact of seeing another sentient being. So you would tape out your windows except for the top, you allow some light in, but don't go looking at see if there's a bird outside. Yeah? Minimize that contact while you're in meditation. So that's the 5 of Tunpe Lung, Yul. I'll keep you 5 more minutes and I promise I'll give you all the answers to your homeworks and quizzes. So that's the first. The second part, so the second and the third come from the Abhidharma Kosha by Vasabandhu, who's the brother of Asanga. They were born around 350 AD. You probably want to know that. Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
Yep, Abhidharma Kosha. Spell it however you wish. By Master Vasabandhu, the brother of Asanga, who wrote the ornament of the sutras, which is, both of these are being commented by Je Tsongkhapa. Yeah. And both brothers, by the way, just as an aside, Master Vasabandhu and Master Asanga had the same mother but had different fathers. It's a beautiful story about these understandings and these teachings losing their way or their power in India, and this nun, this ordained woman, had a vision that she should give birth to 2 sons who would keep the Dharma, who would keep these wisdoms in the world, and one would be to a king and one would be to a Brahmin. And so off she went. She gave back her vows, and she had Master Asanga and then Master Vasabandhu, who wrote 2 of the great collections that are being taught in the 20-year Geshe degree course in Tibet. So out of the 5 great books that are studied, they wrote the 2. One of them is the Abhidharma Kosha, which explains the whole cosmology. Like it's got 8 magnificent chapters. It talks about perception, wisdom, ultimate reality, relative reality, how the mind works in the proper way. So these next 2 parts, so say Dupe, Chungwa, and Chokshepa. So the first one means few needs, and what this means is that you won't need much. You've got to walk in there saying, I don't need anything. That frees your mind a little bit. You should step into the meditation in the morning saying, you know, I don't need anything else. I'm happy just to sit here. It doesn't matter if the phone rings. It doesn't matter if the cat meows. It doesn't matter if I'm hungry. For the next 15 minutes, I don't need anything. I'm fine. Your mind needs to think that. And the next one is I'm easily satisfied, meaning whatever I do have, this type of cushion, this kind of room, that kind of altar, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. And if you're doing a long meditation retreat, it has deeper meaning. These two come from the Abhidhamma Kosha by Master Vasubandhu. Number 4. Am I going too fast? I want to get you out of here on time. Yeah? Say Jo Mang Pang. Give up busyness. So Jo means activity. Mang means many. Pang means give them up. And it just means don't get busy. Just stop being busy. Reduce the kind of activity that you're going to have. If it's the 3-month retreat or 3-year retreat, obviously you don't want to go there and do writing or just reduce your activity. Really focus. You want to meet, slow down and meet the stuff that creates your reality. And you can if you remove your business. Number 5, say Sultrim Dakpa. It means avoid harming any being. Actually, the literal translation, Sultrim is morality and Dakpa is pure. So it just means, what this means is you got to know that your morality is pure when you're sitting down to meditate. That's why we do the confession and the rejoicing. You want to avoid your mind having any regrets, any heavy consciences. Does that work? Yeah? Yeah, no heavy conciencia, por favor, en la biblioteca. Leave the conciencia in the biblioteca in the table. Yeah? No, believe me, I got stories. My holy mother. So that's 5. So that's where the practice of keeping pure morality or taking vows, whether they're freedom vows, bodhisattva vows, or secret tantric vows, you're trying to keep specific moralities that will address and transform certain aspects of your reality. When you're ready to do that, keeping a promise like that, imagine what it can do to your frames. Saying, I promise not to hurt another living being, not to kill a human, not to kill an animal, or whatever it is, and then keeping that promise, having that power and that awareness continuous over time, being aware of that in your mind. Imagine the power that produces your experience and your reality, because these frames produce your reality. So morality, the purity of reality, is not a thou shalt because it's wrong from its own side or anything like that. It's because to see yourself valuing life produces a certain color to the way your mind experiences life. And it's forever elevated and it grows and it expands. And then awareness, sentience, consciousness has this special thing and it grows. And then when you meet it, anyway, blah, blah, blah. You get it. Number 6, let's say Nam Tok Pang. Get rid of sense desires. Means withdraw the senses. And when the mind gets to a certain level, it can't even connect with the sense powers. And you want to get there. Yeah? You want to get there. No, you can get out of it. You can get out of it. You come down it and it feels like a heavy coming back down. Those come from, you might need this for your homework, those explanations, for the 6 of those come from Gomrim, say Gomrim, which means the stages of meditation by Master Kamalashila, another pandit from 750 AD. That's important. And for those of you who either attend John Stilwell's class or know about the 6 perfections, does anybody not know the 6 perfections? 6 perfections? Okay. These are the 6 ways of being a bodhisattva, a person that has bodhicitta to reach enlightenment. So if after all this study of Buddhism, which is what I did when I left here in the 90s, in the late 90s I got exited, visa problems, and I went back to Australia, and all I could remember was the 6 perfections, which is a text called Bodhisattva Charivatara by Master Shantideva, 700 AD, who says, you do these 6 things, they'll get you enlightened. Yeah? So, but you can't get enlightened, you can't get ultimate reality unless you meditate. You've got to create, you've got to slow it down enough to create the courses to then experience, yeah? And then every minute of your day needs to be with that awareness that you find in meditation. So if you look at the first 4 parts of the 6 perfections, and the 6 perfections are perfect in this way of doing things, the idea of giving. And there's 3 levels of giving. You can give people material things, blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, you give them knowledge. Yeah? Perfect that, and that's step 1. The next one is ethics or morality. Yeah? Remove any heaviness from your biblioteca conscience.
I love it.
I love you. Purify that. So your frames are nothing but pure because you've made these promises and you kept them, and that colors it up a little bit different. So if you perfect giving, it will perfect and help you perfect the morality, which is, what's the next one? Patience. Yeah? And patience means what? Not getting angry when you're supposed to. Yeah? So when we think, oh, that's natural, I should punch them. You know? It's not doing that. Yeah, it's turning that upside down. All these negative impulses that we've assumed are okay, to dislike somebody, whatever, is turning them upside down.
Make sure it's not like affecting you, like you're swallowing it, and it's like
it's a good question, long answer. Yeah, but you can do it. Let me give you the short answer. Yeah, it's possible to do it, and that will help you develop patience. Cleaning your morality will help you develop patience, which is the 4th one, joyful effort. Just having a good time doing good things, having a great time trying these things that seem mechanical, enjoying, saying, I'm going to stand up for goodness. Let goodness prevail. I'm going to stand up for that. And it can be fun. But you have to habituate that too. It doesn't just happen because you want it to. You have to create the grooves. You have to plant the courses to feel joy. So they're saying the first 4 of the perfections will lead to the perfection of concentration. So you perfect giving, this sense of altruism and giving, in the right way of planting this karma margas for those of you who are there. Yeah, that helps you clean your morality because you want to. That helps you have patience around when things aren't working quite right, and you can plant just the right courses. You become patient. Long-term plan now. You don't just stop here. Long-term plan. That helps you. And that helps you just enjoy doing good. And it's nice. Just that alone is a benefit. If it did stop at the end of this life, feeling joy walking around this planet, if you could find that genuinely, that's a good thing. Byproduct. Doing that will perfect the practice of meditation. Because then you sit there and, my God, imagine, you're joyful, you're clean, you habituate that over years, and that creature that you can become, either in this lifetime or the poor person that gets your karmas later, they're going to have some magnificent ripenings. They're going to be sitting in a room one day going, this makes sense to me, I want to do that. I can change the world. It's going to come to them. Because you've planted something for them that will flower in their field of existence. And I hope you do. I hope you meet them. Let's give it away to as many people that need this, and then take it in your heart. Yeah? Kuki Jushin Metal Ningshin Indayam Padi Sangye Shindu Niteguarki Dropun Nanda Shinla Jupasho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamyatayami Digyoku Sunam Yeshe Tsokshin Sunam Yeshe Lejunwe Dampa Kuni Jokarsho. And just imagine that being on the crown of your head, getting slightly smaller, smaller still, but powerful, more powerful. Feel a palpable sensation of them entering the crown of your head and descending softly into a place just near your heart, just in front of your spine, a tiny, tiny seed-like place that when they are inside is infinitely large and magnificent. Find them a cushion there. And feel what it's like to have them in your heart. Bringing meaning into the data that's streaming through your mind. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Now please meditate.
Here are the homework.
Here are the homeworks.